I'm ready. Yep, the title of this video is true. I recently quit my job at Uber after working there as a product designer for 4 years, and I'm about to embark on a new adventure as a full-time senior product designer at Wealthsimple. If you're subscribed to my email newsletter, you would have been the first to hear about this news, and in that newsletter I asked if you had any questions for me about why I'm leaving my job, what's next, and a lot of you left me a lot of questions. So this video is kind of going to be a really casual and informal Q&A to answer your questions and tell you a little bit more about why I'm leaving Uber. Before I get into the questions, I do want to be really clear that I really enjoyed my time at Uber and I am leaving there with no bridges burned, and I have so much respect and love for my team there. I started at Uber 4 years ago with barely any experience as a product designer, and I've done a whole video about my journey into product design, which you can check out somewhere up here. But essentially, I'm very, very grateful for Uber taking me under their wing, for everything I learned there. I feel like I learned and I grew so much in my 4 years at Uber. I got to join multiple teams. I got to work in multiple continents and travel the world. So I really had a great time and learned so much during my time there. But the time comes when you're just kind of ready to move on and ready for a new challenge. So that brings me to my first question, which is the number one question that I've been getting asked, which is, why are you leaving Uber? As mentioned, I feel like I did a lot of learning and a lot of growing during my time at Uber, but at some point in the last 6 months or so, that feels to have kind of stagnated. I felt like I was ready for the next step to sort of grow into a more senior role, to take on more ownership, more responsibility, and that just wasn't really happening for me at Uber. And I could either sort of stay longer, hoping that it would eventually happen, or kind of move on to something else where I could sort of get started doing that sooner. So Wealthsimple offered me a senior product designer role, which is what I was looking for, more responsibility and more ownership. And so that is one of the main reasons that I left. Another reason is company and team size. Uber is a very, very large global company, and there's a lot of benefits to working in that space. The impact that you can have is huge, but I felt like I was kind of ready to try something smaller, a more kind of local Canadian-based company, a smaller team where I can get to know everybody personally, know their names. And so that's another reason why I chose Wealthsimple, because they are a smaller company and I was looking for that more smaller team size. And a third major reason is that I just wasn't super enjoying the work that I was doing at Uber anymore. I was working a lot on merchant experiences and doing some pretty cool stuff around connections between eaters and merchants, but it wasn't really an area that I wanted to grow as a designer and sort of build my career on. And I had previously worked in the money team at Uber during 2018-2019 and was really interested in the money and fintech space, was kind of missing that a little bit and wanted to grow more in that area and in that sort of industry. So I specifically looked at companies like Wealthsimple, which are in the fintech space, because that's an area I want to grow and develop and kind of almost become like a fintech designer. As nerdy as that sounds, but I'm a lot more interested in that space personally and professionally than what I was working on at Uber. So yeah, those are the main reasons. And I got asked a lot about like salary and compensation, and if it was hard for me to find a place that would give me like a competing offer, or if I had to take a pay cut leaving such a big company. And you'll be surprised to hear that a lot of smaller companies or startups are often willing to pay very competitively, especially the ones that are very well funded. So I'm sort of happy to share that I got about a 36-37% pay rise by taking this new job, and I'll share more about my salaries probably in another video. I have in the past done a whole video on my sort of salary history as a designer, but just know that yes, it was a higher offer, and because I'm going into that senior level as well, which is kind of a step up in my career, it's obviously a higher paid role. So yeah, I'm getting paid more. All right, next question. What are some things you'll miss about working at Uber? Definitely the team, the people I worked with. I feel lucky to have worked with some really talented people. I think one of the special things about working at a big tech company like Uber is that it attracts a lot of really, really good talent. So I was working with people who had years and years of experience at other really big tech companies like Google or Amazon or Facebook, and it was just really cool to work with such smart people. I'll also miss the impact, although not to say I don't think I'll be able to make as much impact in my new role, but I think it's just a different level or a different scale or kind of impact. Uber obviously being a very global company, the impact that you can have is huge because you are creating experiences that are used globally around the world and can have a lot of financial impact as well. So that's something that I always found really rewarding as a designer working there, and it's something that I'll miss. Pre-COVID, I would also say that I'll miss the traveling and the extensive amount of user research that I got to do. With COVID, I don't get to do as much traveling anymore for work for obvious reasons, but we used to do a lot of really, really fun user research trips. I think I went to Mexico 5 times in the space of 2 years and got to do awesome on the grounds research. I went to Brazil, Mexico, India, and being able to go to those countries that are very different from my own or from what I know and have grown up with was a really, really cool and rewarding experience. So I'm definitely going to miss that in the long term. A lot of folks asked, how do you know it's time to leave a job? And I think this question requires a lot of extended sort of thought. I'm going to save my long answer for a podcast episode, but very, very briefly, I think you know it's time to leave a job when you're either not learning, you're not growing, you're not happy, and you're not feeling valued. It's really important that you are getting each of those 4 things, and sometimes some of those things come and go, or you might experience different levels of them, but at a baseline, you should always have those 4 things kind of on the go. Also for me, I just know when it's time to leave. It's like a gut feeling. It's something that I physically feel in my body, I maybe don't want to show up anymore, or I'm not looking forward to work on a Sunday evening, and that's happening consistently for a really long time, or I'm just not having fun day to day, or I'm resenting things or getting bitter about things that didn't used to bother me in the past. I think there's just signs like that you feel or that you might notice, and sometimes those are totally normal to happen now and then, but if they're going on for a long time, then it might be worth paying attention to them a bit more. What were some of the pain points of working at a large company? Yeah, I feel like I talked a little bit about the perks, the impact and things like that, but there are obviously downsides and pain points as well. I think some of the things I struggled with was being able to have cultural and team impact as a designer, as sort of an IC, individual contributor. It felt like you really had to be someone in management or leadership to have that kind of impact or influence on team and processes and culture. So that's something that I struggled with as a person who really cares about that kind of stuff and have a lot of ideas and thoughts there. Another thing that can be frustrating is internal politics. I mean, I know that you get that everywhere with every kind of job, but when there's 10 levels or 10 layers of politics, of different leaders that you have to go through to get things approved or to get feedback from, that's sometimes frustrating because it can be really time consuming. And I think riffing off that, some of the projects would end up taking a really long time. I worked on a project, for example, for a year that never shipped, which is very normal at big tech companies, but that can be frustrating as a designer, right? When you've worked on something for a year and then it never gets launched. So things like that can be a little bit frustrating too at a large company. All right, moving on away from Uber now into Wealthsimple and kind of what I'm doing next. I got a lot of questions around sort of why I chose Wealthsimple. And I've already talked about how I was looking for a smaller company. It's also a Canadian-based company, which was important to me. I got a little bit tired of working for a big international company, and so I wanted to work for something that is more local. I also believe a lot in the product and the mission and what they're doing. I've been a user of Wealthsimple personally for about 3 years and have been using their products on a weekly basis, and they have great design. And so I'm really excited to be joining a place that values design, that is design led, that has really great products. So that was obviously a big factor for me as well. I also feel like I connected really well with the people who work there, and the design leader and I were talking for quite a while before I eventually accepted the offer and took the role. And I don't know, there's something kind of special about when you have someone that really believes in you and that wants you specifically to work there, which definitely influenced my decision to wanting to choose Wealthsimple. What will you be working on at Wealthsimple? Well, I haven't started yet as of recording this video, but I know that I'm going to be working on some more platform level work and projects. And so I'll be sort of touching on all parts of the Wealthsimple ecosystem. They currently have, I think, 4 or 5 different products. And so I'll be kind of working across all of those products on some exciting projects. What are the skills required to be a senior designer? I mean, I think generally when you become a senior designer, there's a lot more responsibility and a lot more ownership. So you might be kind of leading projects end to end. You could even be leading other designers within a project or a product that you're working on. I find that you often have more ownership over a particular domain. And there's some different sort of skill sets required as well with regards to being a senior designer that might differ a little bit at different companies, but I think generally a senior designer is someone who is confident, is comfortable being a designer. They've done it for a while. They can clearly articulate rationale. They can manage stakeholders. They have clear design documentation, and they can kind of run, own, and lead projects with minimal oversight from others on the team. Okay, and that wraps up this Q&A video. I'm very excited to be starting this new adventure, and I want to thank you for also coming on this journey with me. If you have been following my stuff for a while, or even if you just recently subscribed, thank you so much for all the notes of congratulations that I've been getting over this and all of the support. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you are interested in talking with me one-on-one, I am offering mentoring services over on Superpair. They're starting back up in September, so you can go ahead there now and sign up for a slot, and I would love to chat with you. All right, have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.